This is a CBS News special, Earth Day, a question of survival, with CBS News correspondent Walter Cronkite.
Good evening. A unique day in American history is ending, a day set aside for a nationwide outpouring of mankind seeking its own survival. Earth Day, a day dedicated to enlisting all the citizens of a bountiful country in the common cause of saving life from the deadly byproducts of that bounty. The fouled skies, the filthy waters, the littered earth. Its demonstrators were predominantly young, predominantly white, predominantly anti-Nixon. Often its protests appeared frivolous, its protesters curiously carefree. Yet the gravity of the message of Earth Day still came through. Act or die.
In this episode of Unscripted, Impact Edition, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Earth Day with special guest, food activist Katie Plohocky, Kris Hutto, and permaculturist James Spicer, with comedy shorts by multimedia artist and producer David Reed James. Musical director Nathan Wright. Get ready for your host. Here's Anna.
Welcome to Unscripted Impact Edition. I'm Anna Berry. Today we celebrate the anniversary of Earth Day. Earth Day has become the single largest day of global civic engagement, with events happening in over 200 countries and hundreds of millions of people coming together. This Earth Day was set up to be the biggest ever, with a mass cry from the children of the world starting to unify around the Greta Thunberg movement. There is even a woman in the UK who has started a global effort to build an army of Gretas. What do you think, Bella? Do you want to join?
I already have, because I never littered.
That's my girl. Now, this 50th anniversary falls on a strange time on this planet, in a time after Australia was just ablaze for over 240 days, affecting over 1 billion animals, and to the devastation of Hurricane Dorian, plus the fact that we barely got any snow this season in Tulsa. Something's off. Fast forward to our current global pandemic of COVID-19, which has shut down life as we know it for humans, but seemed to clear the smog in LA and brought dolphins to the canals of Venice. The question we must ask ourselves is, are we willing to treat life like it's Earth Day every day? Because our actions matter. Now, today on the show, we'll be speaking with a few people who take this cry from Mother Nature seriously and are doing groundbreaking work on the ground, in the ground, for the sake of our planet and the planet our children will inherit. But first, a message from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Mother Nature.
Oh, it's been amazing to see how Mother Nature is taking care of herself. You know, she's telling us that we got to go, so we need to start taking care of her a little better.
Joining me is Katie Plohocky, a leader in community development, especially when it comes to food security, making sure everyone gets access to healthy food. Welcome, Katie.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Katie, for many Tulsans, going to the grocery store is a weekly privilege. For others, it's very challenging, and for some, it's nearly impossible. Break this down for me. What exactly are the barriers, and what is a food desert, and how many do we have in Tulsa?
We have about 83,000 people here in Tulsa that don't have access to food, meaning that they live in food deserts. The meaning in urban agriculture or in the urban environment is that they are more than a mile away from a grocery store. This doesn't seem like a long distance, but there's also about 17,000 households in these food deserts that also don't have access to a car. So they rely on neighbors or Ubers or public transportation to get to the store. This can be very difficult and expensive if you're hiring an Uber, or if you're taking public transportation. It's typically about a 4-hour round trip, and then you can only bring back what you can carry. It just makes it really difficult to get to the fresh food that is available in regular supermarkets. Many of these folks rely on convenience stores that are around the corner, which do not have any type of healthy food in them. And so that's where they're spending their food dollars.
And so this is where RNG Mobile Grocers come in. Tell me why you created it and the mission behind HCSI.
We've been running a mobile grocery store for 7 years. We have 17 different locations that we go to on a weekly schedule. We have a full array of fresh fruits and vegetables and offer a double up food bucks program. Anyone using their SNAP, we double the value up to $20 at every visit, dollar for dollar that they spend. So we do serve a lot of seniors and disabled, so they also have access to fresh fruits and vegetables that they wouldn't otherwise get. Possibly, Meals on Wheels and the food bank offer some supplemental food for them, but typically that doesn't include fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yes, fresh fruits and vegetables are so important for our physical health, but also for our mental and emotional health as well. Now, I've been into one of the mobile grocers, and it's fascinating to see all the healthy options and the accessibility to people who really need it. Tell me, Katie, how has these mobile grocers been affected because of the COVID-19 shutdown?
Yes, we are a little, our routes have not stopped, they've altered with the COVID-19 that were in place. So we're still serving everybody, but our regular routes are every other week, but we're still serving all of the senior and disabled high rises every single week.
Well, it's so good to know that you're still getting people access to healthy food during these unprecedented times. Access is crucial, but the real solution lives in our farmers. Tell me why.
So having more local farmers growing our food right where we are, they have the ability to get that food quicker into our system. Of course, another barrier is having a distribution hub that allows them to bring their food to a hub, and then that hub can get that food out to all of the different folks that need it. Otherwise, the farmers are trying to deliver this food to many, many places, and they really need to be on the farm and not being that distributor. So that also causes a bottleneck from the farmers. The third problem is our farmers that we currently have are all, the average age is about 65 to 69 years old, and they're getting ready to retire. So we need to find young farmers in urban farming to be able to take their place and continue growing that food.
Recruiting the next generation of farmers. Well, that's where James Spicer comes in, who is someone you happen to be working closely with and who happens to be our next guest. Thank you, Katie, so much for joining us. Really appreciate all your hard work, and you're on a fantastic, meaningful mission. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Next, we'll be speaking with James Spicer, who is out there training the next generation of farmers with the Greencore Farm Incubator. Stay tuned.
Nature, it's all around us. My ex-grandfather used to work at a nature factory. He was part of an assembly line. He'd sit there and create the pine cones, shrubs, and even sequoias they'd use in the national parks. Some really famous trees, sequoias. Wow.
Welcome, permaculturalist James Spicer with the Greencore Farmer Incubator. James, I was just speaking with Katie Plohocky, and she has nominated you to lead the recruitment of the next generation of farmers. Congratulations on that. You seem like you're up for the challenge.
I currently am, yes.
Well, it's a heavy order, but you got this. All right, tell us why now this is so important.
Our food system, as it stands now, is a very centralized system, and I think it's open to a lot of vulnerabilities. There's also a lot of food waste associated with our food system. There's a lot of food miles associated with our food system, and I think that presents some challenges into the future, especially right now in the context of COVID, just access to healthy, affordable food.
Well, for every challenge, there is a solution, and this seems to be that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a silver bullet, but maybe there's a silver buckshot, and hopefully what we're doing is a part of that. So yeah, we're trying to cultivate new farmers.
So is this why you started the training program for students?
We've looked at some other models. Farmer incubators aren't anything new. They're spread out all over the country. But the basic premise is that you give access to prospective new and beginning farmers. You give them access to resources they wouldn't otherwise be able to access on their own. So that includes access to knowledge, access to land, access to tools. You're really trying to create a low-risk environment for these new and beginning farmers to kind of hone in on their skill sets. And eventually, once they're producing, you want to give them access to markets, and that's really more on Katie's side of things.
Well, tell us the process. What is the program, and what are they going to learn in the program?
Okay, so they learn about soil health, they learn about crop planting, they learn about bed preparation, pest and disease management, weed management, all in the context of organic agriculture. So learning to do things on a small scale without the use of chemicals.
Well, James, it seems like nature is the only other place we can go besides our home in this COVID-19 shutdown. How are you handling the transitions?
Yeah, so obviously the measures have been put in place, shelter at home, social distancing. So we've had to take this really hands-on experience of class, and we've had to put it on an online platform. So that's been really tough. And that's been a learning curve for me, right? Because that's not necessarily my background. However, we've tried to substitute value in. This year I've gone to student sites, so actually going to their sites, whereas last year they all came to our site. So this weekend we made the rounds all over Tulsa and put in a lot of bed feet of new gardens. Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
Tell me the connection you have between Katie Plohocky and Kris Hutto and how you guys are all working together.
Yeah, so local food purchases make up a very small percentage of food sales, right? So the distribution channels, they're there, but they're kind of thin, so we want to grow those. Kind of on my side, what I'm trying to do is create the next generation of farmers, the folks that are actually going to be out there growing the food. On Katie and Kris's side, R&G and Tulsa Farmers Market, they're going to be critical in orchestrating, the distribution of the food. You can grow all the food you want, but you need to be able to move it and, get a good price for it, etc.
Thank you, James, for all of your hard work. Can't wait to see the next generation of farmers.
Thank you for sharing our story, Anna.
Next, we'll be speaking with Kris Hutto, the director of the Tulsa Farmers Market, so we can learn firsthand how we can help support our farmers out there and continue to build a healthy community, starting with the food we eat, and support those on the ground producing it.
Get off the ground. You're a sky animal.
Welcome, Kris.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Well, I prefer to see you in person at the farmers market and giving you a big hug, but this will suffice.
Yes, indeed. I think we're all having a little bit of withdrawal from it. I mean, usually this month is all the action, all the fun. We've already gone all winter not seeing each other, but alas, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
No, I know. That's okay. Tell me about what this has done to you guys. I mean, the farmers market's closed. How many farmers and vendors does this affect, and how are you all handling this?
Well, this is huge. This was going to be our 23rd season as a farmers market, and obviously we are halted 100%. In our membership group, we have over 70 vendors, and so suddenly all of those individuals are without their retail avenue, their main way that they are making their money for their products. So the fact that they've lost their retail outlet is huge for them too.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that, because as we know, farming is a year-long process. And what do you do with the crops right now if you can't necessarily sell them directly to people like myself in the community?
Well, so a lot of our farmers, like I said, they've gotten creative, and a lot of them independently have figured out how to do CSA memberships, delivery, shipping, online ordering for pickup orders, and even some are still setting up independent farm stands once a week in the Kendall Whittier neighborhood. They're spread out, kind of like an archipelago of farmers in the neighborhood, but that allows them to directly connect with their customers in a very social distancing way. They're operating outside of the farmers market, but at least people can still access their product.
Kris, tell me a little bit about the new initiative that was started last year, and now you're really, really needing it. So the Farm Relief Fund, tell me about that.
Yes, so as we have been trying to figure out how to best serve our stakeholders, including our vendors and our customers, and all of those in Tulsa right now that are struggling financially, we decided that we would expand our Farmer Relief Fund. This fund started last year due to the terrible floods we have that was devastating to a lot of growers. And we have taken some of that money in reserve, and now we're opening it back up again to collect donations. 100% of those proceeds will be used to purchase food that is ready from our farmers so that they're receiving income, and then we're taking that food and donating it to organizations, Tulsa-based groups that are doing grocery bags and or meal preparations for those in need in Tulsa.
Is awesome and perfect timing, right? And the one of the initiatives that you're donating to would be what Katie Plohocky's doing, right? And she was on the show earlier.
Yes, we're big fans of Katie. Obviously, she has been a champion of local food and for serving the food insecure here in Tulsa for a long time. And so we knew that she was moving a lot of food out to folks. I think she said that she was issuing out about 1,000 bags a week. And so we thought this was a good opportunity. She's a great size organization for us to donate to as well. So she just received her first delivery, our first delivery from this program this morning. And we hope to see it grow and expand and continue, and that she can just keep serving more individuals.
Kris, how can we support you with the Farm Relief Fund?
The Farmer Relief Fund, you can donate directly to that fund through our website. There's a link there. It's also available on our Facebook and Instagram as well. And we'll even take a good old check in the mail. But if you want to donate to our organization to help us with our administrative costs while we're not operating, a lot of people forget too that there's a little bit of a need associated with that. They can always just make a direct donation on our website. And support your local growers, please. We have a full list on our website and our Facebook page of every vendor we have and how you can best support them and purchase from them during this time. And also, we'll be rolling out soon enough some online sales of our merchandise, which is going to help us with some of our overhead as well and help people show their support of local. So more to come on that.
Well, fantastic. It's always great to talk to you, but I really can't wait to see you in person at the Tulsa Farmers Market whenever it opens. Hopefully it'll be soon, because I certainly miss it, and I know Bella really does too.
Hi guys, I miss the farmers market and all that stuff. I wish I could come back there and have all the kombucha and the tacos and the popsicles.
Okay, Kris, always good seeing you. Thank you for your time.
Popsicles. Popsicles.
Thank you so much for watching Unscripted Impact Edition Earth Day. We hope this was a sweet reminder for you to buy local food and to support these awesome initiatives that are bringing healthy food to all people in Tulsa. Speaking of food, stay tuned for next week's episode, where we're going to be talking about the food industry and learning how they are supporting people in the community and how we can support them. In the meantime, go out and live your life unscripted, make an impact, and treat every day like it's Earth Day.
Oh my God. It's a family of greyhounds. Let's see what they're up to. Shh. Oh my God, what a rare and exciting treat. I've never seen a greyhound in the wild before, let alone an entire family. If that isn't proof that the world is healing itself right now, I don't know what is.